mainstream edge drive in and of itself is amazing to achieve and is 100% necessary to incorporate as the primary mode in skiing. The onboarding process to edge drive through wedge snowplow is full of inherent glitches that do more harm than people may be aware.
Drift drive is offered as an invaluable secondary mode to supplement the experience of skiing through the diagonal functionality and safety features. Not only is an added expression to skiing drift drive, and the safety posture will be revealed to be the true and hidden means to onboard and learning the process of skiing in the 21st century. The safety and wedge approaches to gameplay on the slopes have the same basic technical aim means for control and drive. Both approaches work through their design signature. For wedge, pizza, french fries, snowplow, it is edge drive. For safety, it is predicated upon drift drive. Let's examine both of them and compare by framing them through the lens of three key aspects. One OS operating system. These encompass mechanical and technical aspects, signature or mode of operation, forward edge drive and diagonal drift drive. 2 UX, the user experience or user interface, the physical, the mental and emotional reactions with how the system is expressed. 3 Ethos, the contract between the user and the programmers, the culture behind the doctrine, the mindset of the majority of players in control of the game and the objectives of each camp. Now let's examine edge drive in a music video analysis.
Operating system: edge drive. Primary posture: wedge, aka snowplow, pizza, french fries. Mode: forward edge drive. Major quadrant function: forward, side to side, uphill. Snow contact terms: carve. Specifications: skis form a wedge triangular shape through bending and turning knees inward, thereby thrusting the feet boots outward. The tips are kept together and the base of the ski is held at a constant angle to slope. Not a natural position for the human body, so I am told. Proficiency in technically carving the edge is the goal and ideal. The inside edges are locked into holding force upon the snow. Users must maintain unrelenting focus on the area near the tips and physical exertion to hold this posture. Steering conceptualization for the user is a side-to-side transfer of weight held by a strenuous knee angulation. Always facing downhill, lack of adequate peripheral vision. Upper body muscles and joints and ski poles are not called upon for use during the onboarding and wedge action phase. No, really. Wedge position in edge drive mode is the only tool available for a beginner to slow down in a fail-safe situation, with the hockey stop being the definitive way to stop that must be attained at a later time. When you think about it, there's no skiing in hockey. The beginner has to use a band-aid functional action to allow for a turn by breaking form and lifting a leg. Transition of the wedge turn phase node is one of the major glitches in this antiquated system. It is called a stem turn in the mainstream jargon. Speak. We call it the pizza rattle. Here is the truth bomb: programming of wedgie edge drive operating system is called upon by skiers for speed, control and safeguard situations for long time and new adherents. This is the important part. Please listen. Edge drive is the embodiment of resistance. It lurks under the surface and creates the wrong reaction in a potentially deadly situation. It's always there as a learned behavior rooted deep into your programming. This applies for any level of skier who is programmed with its coding. Even Lindsey Vonn? Especially Ninzi Bomb. The way you ski is the way you approach anything in life. Resistance is a barrier. There, I said it. Now let's undo it. User experience edge drive in wedge.
Steering all day in a snowplow. Pizza, gas guzzler, legs burn and feel weak. Through the necessary excessive hold with wedge as their primary pattern posture. Trembling muscles and corresponding tendons will react and not act in accordance with the will of the user during a high-speed corrective move. Fatigue leads to errors and inevitable falls. These tired muscles and joints are more susceptible to injury due to an inadequate training in falling and recovery that are indicative of edge drive teaching.
Thanks, PSI.
Users hold a wonky, hunched upper body posture that tells others in plain body language that they have bad form and therefore are of lower status.
POV, eyes on skis, always ever looking down, not the posturing of a happy person.
Periphery is cloudy, focal is side to side and down.
Hazard lights on.
Oncoming traffic from above is a very real threat to the beginner. Attention is focused on safety concerns over oncoming traffic and not falling, and the consequences of doing so rather than being in the moment. Confusion over whether or not or how to break the wedge posture when turning a corner. Attention is given to pizza, french fries, verbal command and side to side weight distribution commands.
Anxiety and fear heightens when users cannot give necessary attention to oncoming traffic while fully aware of their inadequate ability to stop or get back up from a fall.
Wedge looks like awkward outsiders on freshman day, but bad form posturing denotes weakness or NPC identification. Other aggressive types on the slopes are prone to subconsciously gliding in close to them.
There is always a troublemaker out there.
Further humiliation is experienced when children are surpassing the user in the same learning environment. Children are natural learning machines with flexible tendons and exist without adult hang-ups. They can most often thrive in this system. Adults, not so much. Wedge is a position that does what it is designed to do for its version of UX. There are limits to what it can do for you, and no limits to what it can do to you and others. Wedge is hesitation, a position of weakness, symbolically and literally in a real moment of do or die. Will you rely upon dodgy programming attached to a faulty posture to protect yourself and others?
How do I opt out of this contract?
Wait for it.
Generation can't even read signs.
Ethos and culture, edge drive, contract, caveat, enter, buyer, beware. Curriculum is given as an immediate means to move the student to an ambiguous level of minimal entry requirements for gameplay. Basically a validation for their price structures, where students are performing their definition of the right way to ski, albeit in a debased form without any valid safety protocol, along with the promise of immediate gratification in moving down the slope, maybe a blue square trail. Isn't that kind of like fast food? Sort of, it's pizza and french fries after all. Its 1-year contract equals 30 days on snow. A complete failure if this was released as a video game. There is a glitch in contract, the fine print. How does the user get to the intermediary bridge from wedge to parallel turns and hockey stop? Sameness trapped in regular routine over and over. It becomes an extension of the grind that to which the user seeks refuge. It means that you will do what a pledge does for a fraternity for status. Subject yourself to danger with affirmations of lower self-esteem, a period of being a noob. Wedge is an anchor crutch that compromises confidence and develops lingering patterns of primal reactionary miscues, whereby the skier unnaturally hesitates upon any sign of caution. Therefore, when a user encounters trouble, they call upon the encoded learned wedge attributes to save them. It is not designed for that. Wedge is not only hesitation, it is embodied by resistance. With wedge, you are resisting, or fighting against the natural forces at play inherent in gliding down a snowy slope. Community takes the form of cliques and silos. Hurry down the slopes and wait in line and hurry back up the chairlift so you can get expert E. Go to lodge to wait to eat lunch and spend money coin to lose valuable time at the same time as everyone else. Turning down slopes in snake-like S pattern in repetitive rhythm, and cycle in the flux of other ski bees in same hive mind. Posture of wedge is used to gradually assimilate user into gaining a handle on performing parallel slalom turns. This is a formed ideal that is passed down from older generations and, don't forget the corporate assumptions of the sport. Many in the cult of Black Diamond subscribe to the culture's underlying theme that bigger is better, faster is better, higher is better, steeper is better, more trails is better. Thereby some allow this to dictate their choices and identify with extreme fancy. Yes, this is the higher goal in this culture, and it causes many to create an unsafe and problematic environment. The problem is that the initial programming that indoctrinates this culture through this primary posture pattern of implied resistance cannot be wiped away from the recesses of the mind. Kinesthetic memory without a reboot. Yes, a new model can be imprinted. Yay. Onto the drift.
Do you notice this phenomena too when you are skiing? How often are you subconsciously using default wedge attributes during your experiences as you ski?
Would you like to reboot your operating system programming this winter?
We would like to show you how. But first, please like and subscribe if this vibes with you. Any comments on what you see out there pertaining to this alt reality are welcome too. There is more to come.
Drift drive, and what we call the safety position or posture. You'll see the uphill ski creates a Y formation by accessing a diagonal dimensionality to gameplay in skiing.
We use a navigation template corresponding to gear that incorporates cognitive mapping to facilitate this programming.
With these tools, You are then free to move in any way to play the game. Yes, it's an actual level up.
Ski switch like it's normal. Spin without even thinking or blinking.
Shark tooth is a wave pattern just like the sine wave is the dominant pattern in mainstream skiing.
Its usage is critical in approaching a situational moment of peril that is overcome by holding safety position in drift mode while zigzagging across the slope back and forth in a linear diagonal wave.
Wave. The user accesses data of oncoming traffic while controlling the pace of the descent, anxiety diminished.
It's Shark Week every day. Real safety protocols in mainstream skiing are ignored through serving us their fast food ski school curriculum.
Add a soft drink for $1 more.
Here we offer practical tumbling skills before engaging in real gameplay on the slopes. We make it fun to explore and reframe the numerous ways to recover from the inevitable aspect of the sport, falling.
Yes, gravity is real.
When you can integrate both edge drive and drift drive modes, you unlock what we call the key to the mountain. This is the level up that they don't even know about.
This is you.
And your body, or avatar, in possession of a real control and freedom that is unlike anything else in the normie world.